After the amazing Game of Thrones ended and left us all in shock, the directors didn't waste a single moment. We were given the news of the prequel series House of the Dragon. Hot D, as people are referring to it, recently revealed a short clip that gave us an idea of the props used. They sure went all out with the details. In this video, we're going to talk about its intricate yet practical set props. First off, how amazing is the set for House of the Dragon? In a recent behind-the-scenes video for House of the Dragon, the enormous set and useful objects were displayed. We were able to see the clothes and castles in the film called Returning to Westeros. The House Targaryen will be the main subject of the prequel, along with how its members' connections appear to be in a state of disarray and how this leads to the horrific civil war called the Dance of the Dragons. The prequel, which takes place 3 centuries ago, is based on the book Fire and Blood by George R.R. Martin. Westeros will be depicted at an earlier era in House of the Dragon. We can now see how big this new show is thanks to the recently uploaded official trailer. The $20 million episode cost for the House of the Dragon only makes us wonder how great the spectator experience will be when the prequel debuts on August 21st. The excitement is killing us. We want more dragons, more kings, and of course, the Iron Throne. So how much did the trailer actually reveal? And thoroughly created set settings, including King's Landing. In the stage clip that was posted on the main Game of Thrones YouTube channel, the dragons are among the most eagerly anticipated scenes from the next series. These creatures were created using CGI in Game of Thrones, but this time, designers will take extra care to ensure that the terrible beasts look more realistic. Due to the effort of the entire development team, the majority of the components were created from the start. We'll have to suffer the wait till House of the Dragon premieres on HBO Max before finding out. Most of us will be interested to see how the prequel, with its fresh storyline and cast of characters, compares to the original show. Returning to Westeros will make us feel at home in some way. Next up, we have fresh dragons and a fresh reign being revealed in the House of the Dragon teaser. It's a serious commitment to watch HBO's acclaimed series Game of Thrones, but with a strong cast and a crew and George R.R. Martin on deck as a producer, House of the Dragon has the foundation to become another jaw-dropping show. House of the Dragon, which is modeled on Martin's Fire and Blood trilogy, takes place 200 years before characters from the Game of Thrones, including Daenerys Targaryen, Jon Snow, Cersei Lannister, and others died fighting for the throne. The show will look at how Daenerys' forebears came to lead the House Targaryen, how these erratic, frequently violent dragon lords reigned in Westeros, and the Dance of the Dragon civil war that ensued. If any of us had any questions about the history of Westeros, Hot D is here to answer. As a producer on the show, George R.R. Martin comments about how nice it is to have Ryan, a brilliant writer, and somebody who really understands the direction he wants to take. Ryan is making every effort to uphold his commitment. Regarding Miguel Sapochnik, Martin stated that he would do a fantastic job and that he has directed some of the best episodes of Game of Thrones. However, Martin has some concerns as well. He continued that there will always be a little anticipation about how fantastic it's going to be, but he believes Ryan and Miguel are taking good care of him and will showcase his story the way he wants it. But is the whole set original? The enhanced Iron Throne and House of the Dragon needed so many blades to construct that tools from The Witcher and Warcraft were employed to complete the task. Despite being a precursor to Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon appears to aim to right the wrongs made by the later set original series, particularly with regard to the Iron Throne's minimal appearance. It's worth noting that prop swords from films of a similar genre have been found on the Imperial seat from the television show. Miguel Sapochnik shared some backstage information about the Iron Throne with EW. He co-created the show with Ryan Condal. The menacing seat is situated in King's Landing, Westeros' capital, in the Grand Hall of the principal castle, the Red Keep. The seat appears to have been recreated by House of the Dragon using swords from other quasi-medieval works, particularly the Netflix show The Witcher and the 2016 live-action video game film Warcraft. The decision to relocate was made due to an apparent lack of swords to complete the flesh-piercing furniture. Sapochnik calculated that by the time the iconic set piece was finished, about 2,500 swords had been utilized and/or melted down. Now, is the Iron Throne really as spectacular as it's said to be? The Iron Throne was always viewed as being particularly dangerous. Even though it may seem fearsome on television, George R.R. Martin's prose description of the chair in the original source A Song of Ice and Fire describes an astonishingly tall chair made from hundreds of blades collected from the hands of fallen enemy warriors of the royal Targaryen family. For those of us that are familiar with the throne from observing Game of Thrones are likely unaware of this. The sword-strewn contraption is actually intended to be high enough to conceal sunlight from the enormous windows behind it in the vast hall. Of fact, the Iron Throne from the first HBO series was just a simple chair erected on a podium, with a few swords arranged across the back. Martin notoriously criticized the Game of Thrones showrunners for how the series appeared on screen as a result, most particularly in a now famous discussion with 92Y. The Iron Throne is vast, gigantic, and as I frequently stress in the novel, Martin stated, it is unsightly and asymmetrical, and it looms over the space like a huge beast. Blacksmiths, not skilled artisans or furniture makers, put it together. Because of this, Sapochnik, who enters House of the Dragon as a folk hero among us for his directing task on Game of Thrones episodes filled with action such as Battle of the Bastards and Hardhome, truly hoped to create an Iron Throne that accurately resembles Martin's vision, at least within sensible possible safety precautions. Furthermore, the utilization of swords from Warcraft and The Witcher, two genre rivals, to construct the terrifying chair is almost artful given that the series' foreign-made props can be seen as war ruins, similar to the ones that the Targaryens had to use to construct and grow it in Martin's story canon. Moving on, is the Red Keep the same as Game of Thrones? The Red Keep was a castle located on Aegon's Hill in King's Landing, the seat of the Seven Kingdoms. King Robert I Baratheon, the Lord of the Seven Kingdoms, resided. The Red Keep also housed the Iron Throne. The teaser showed us the spectacular remake of the Red Keep. The preview gave us a fantastic view of the castle from the entrance courtyard. The show built much of the castle as one large interconnecting set. Finally, a few other things you might have noticed in the trailer. Laena Velaryon is depicted in her best yet images. On both dragonback and foot, she appears to be being pursued by Malay's Princess Rhaenyra's mount in the dragon riding scene. Malay's is known as the Red Queen because of its stunning red scales. This might indicate that this is some sort of training scenario, or maybe the mother and daughter are simply flying for fun. Next, in one image, Rhaenyra is shown clinging to the side of a lad with dark hair, while another boy hides behind her, both of their faces covered in blood. This is the first time we've really seen her sons, Jacaerys and Lucerys, perhaps since the unfortunate incident with their cousin, Aemon, who lost an eye. Then a number of the Targaryens are shown in a scene from several different perspectives, standing in a field while dressed entirely in black. There are pyres and a dragon with a rider is perched on the hilltop above. There's a decent probability that this is amid the burial montage for Jaehaerys depending on who is present. That suggests that the dragon is most probably Vermithor, Jaehaerys' Bronze Fury mount, but it's difficult to determine who's on Vermithor's back. It resembles Viserys somewhat, but Viserys never again rode a dragon after his own passed away years prior, but possibly an instance had to be made in order to light his grandfather's funeral pyre. This was just a glimpse into the amazing world that Hot D has in store for us. That's a wrap for this video. What do you think about the cool props? Are you as amazed as us? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.